Welcome to another video from Optatube. Today, we're diving into something that's way more than just a fuel source. We're talking about natural gas and how it gets used as a serious weapon in global politics. Yeah, you heard that right, a weapon.
So let me ask you this. Can a simple little molecule actually be a geopolitical weapon? It sounds kind of crazy, right? But the answer is absolutely. And we're going to break down exactly how something that just heats our homes can be used to twist the arm of entire countries.
Okay, so what do we even mean by energy weaponization? It's not like a bomb, obviously. It's all about leverage. Think of it like this. If you control something that another country absolutely has to have, like their energy supply, you can use that control to get them to do what you want. It's about influence, plain and simple.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The gas weapon explained. But you might be wondering, why gas? What makes it so special, so uniquely powerful compared to other fuels?
This quote just nails it. By the end of this, you'll understand why a molecule can become a political missile. It sounds dramatic, but honestly, it's the perfect way to think about it. We're talking about aiming a molecule with pinpoint precision to create a huge political explosion.
And this right here is the absolute key to understanding everything. Look at the difference between oil and piped gas. Oil, it's flexible. You can put it on a supertanker and ship it anywhere in the world. But natural gas that comes through a pipeline, that's a whole different ballgame. You're physically connected. You've built these massive, multi-billion-dollar steel tubes in the ground that connect you directly to your supplier. You can't just pick up the pipeline and move it. This creates what experts call structural dependency. And that dependency, well, that's where the leverage comes from.
Okay. Theory is great, but let's see how this works in the real world. We're going to dive into the classic case study, Russia and Europe. This is probably the best example out there of how this gas leverage game is actually played.
So how do you actually use the gas weapon? Well, it's not always about just turning off the tap. It's much more subtle. There's a whole playbook. First, you might just restrict the supply a little bit, not cut it off. Just tighten the flow to make everyone nervous. Then you can start messing with the price, demanding payment in a different currency, for example. You can also put the squeeze on the countries the pipeline passes through. But maybe the most powerful tool of all? Just creating uncertainty. You don't even have to do anything. Just the threat of a supply cut can send markets into a panic.
And the fallout from these tactics? It's massive, and it hits everybody. You see, when gas prices spike, it's not just your heating bill. It drives up electricity prices for everyone. That pushes up the cost of, well, everything, causing inflation. Suddenly, politicians are under immense pressure, and major industries that need that gas to operate are facing a crisis. It's a chain reaction, and it's incredibly effective because it causes real economic pain.
Okay, so it sounds pretty bleak if you're on the receiving end, right? But you're not helpless. Let's talk about the countermoves. How do you build up your defenses against this kind of weapon? And Europe has basically written the textbook on how to respond. The number one rule? Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. They've built these huge terminals to import something called LNG, liquefied natural gas, from places like the US and Qatar. And they've also built more pipelines connecting each other, so if one country is short on gas, another can help out. It's all about creating a network with more options.
You know, this is such a key point. Not all big suppliers are a threat. Just look at the difference between Russia and Norway. Norway is a huge gas supplier to Europe, but no one talks about the Norwegian gas weapon. Why not? Because it's all about intent. Norway plays by the market rules. It's a stable economic partner. This just goes to show it's not about how much gas you have. It's about how you sell it and why.
So let's talk more about LNG, because this stuff is the real game changer. Basically, you super chill natural gas until it becomes a liquid. Then you can pop it on a ship and send it literally anywhere. This shatters the power of the pipeline. A country that used to be stuck with one supplier can now shop around the globe for a better deal or a more reliable partner. LNG creates a global market, and in this game of leverage, having options is everything. It's your ultimate defense.
All right, this all leads to a huge question about the future. With the whole world moving towards green energy, towards renewables, does this whole gas weapon thing just go away? Is the game over?
Well, not so fast. The reality is a little more complicated. As you can see here, even though renewables are on the rise, our need for gas isn't just going to drop to zero tomorrow. For a long time, we're still going to need it as a critical backup for when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. So the role of gas might shrink, but its strategic importance, that's not going away anytime soon. The game changes, but it's definitely not over.
So, Let's wrap this up. What are the big things to remember? Number 1, energy is never just a commodity, it's always about strategy. 2, those fixed pipelines are what make gas such a unique and powerful tool for leverage. 3, countries can fight back. Diversification and smart market design are their best shields. And finally, the green transition changes the playing field. But believe me, the game of energy power is far from over.
You know, this is the kind of stuff we love digging into. So if you find the energy market, power system modeling, and all the global shifts fascinating, you should definitely follow the Optatube YouTube channel. We post updates and insights all the time.
And I want to leave you with one last question to chew on. As the world goes green, what becomes the next energy weapon? I mean, think about it. Is it going to be controlling the rare earth minerals needed for batteries and wind turbines? Or maybe dominating the manufacturing of solar panels? The board is changing, for sure, but the game for energy power never truly ends. So, what do you think is next?